I was very curious. So I would always build a relationship with the supervisor where I can learn more. Not just the things that I was assigned to do, but why, I would ask questions. So I would ask questions like, okay, what happens when they, when I worked in a children's home? What happens when they become 21? What happens? What happens to them? Who comes in? What happens to them for the rest of their lives? I would have all these questions and I would get the answers. So I began to, so I saw that I saw that I was very, curious about wanting to know policy and wanting to know all about procedures and understanding them. And I saw that I picked it up quickly like a sponge, and I applied it quickly too. So then I loved it so much. I'm like, okay, I'm going back to school. So I went back to school to become a social service worker, and that helped, and then which led me to not only work in group homes and shelters and treatment centers, but then I got curious. Well, I work here and I understand it here and I know the procedures here and programs here, and I work here and I know all the information here, but I never worked there. So then I applied to, when I say did, I never worked at the school board. So then I applied to the school board and I got it instantly. Then, but it's something that's continuing because now it's like, okay, I understand this, but then it's like I want more, So it's like some people, they're just satisfied with what it is that they have. But then I always feel this hunger, like it's like this drive to go further.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what.
That curiosity and the willingness to learn sounds like, strong traits inside of you.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to understand it. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I love the information that I'm gathering within myself because I'm learning so much. And I to be honest, I'm even thinking about, I talked to my husband and I'm even thinking, okay, maybe I should go to Vancouver and find out how they work over the time, because I understand how it is in Ontario, but the laws are different in Vancouver and BC.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe in BC, so it's like you understand. So I'm very curious. I want to know, and not just wanting to know, how can I make a difference? Because when I learn all of these policies and procedures, I find loopholes. That are able to help the individuals that I'm working with and their families. So that's important, eh? It's not just learning it. Why am I learning that information? How am I making a difference?
Mm-hmm. So you can empower people.
Right. So it's all about that because, it's all about empowering people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it sounds like if you're informed, you're prepared to respond in an effective way to help people, right?
Yeah.
If you're just guessing, then you're just spinning your wheels sometimes. So
right.
That's really good. That pushes you, because I think where people get stuck sometimes is they have their beliefs and their convictions about what they should do and how they help people, and it comes from a good place, but they don't evolve because they don't know how the system changes.
And what I like is that when you say with what you're saying, because that could stop a person from helping another. That could also stop a person from helping another. Where if if I'm thinking that my beliefs or my however it is, whatever knowledge I have, I'll give you an example. Harm reduction. Oh my God, I had a problem with harm reduction. I had a serious problem with harm reduction. I remember when I was sent, I was asked to go to a shelter who, they practice harm reduction. I'm like, I don't want to go. I was like, I do not want to go. I don't want to go because I have at the time my oldest son was 16. He's turning 24. But I was like, I have a 16-year-old. How am I gonna explain to him? I'm giving individuals needles and clean needles and clean supplies so that they can take drugs. How am I going to explain that to them? And then I had to do harm reduction training, and I understood it. And I was like, okay. So it's like you cannot go in with your biases and your assumptions. You have to really, really, it's trying, but you have to be really open. You have to be really open, and you have to, because if this is, one of the things my boss said to, when she was training me and other individuals, if you know this is not the work that you should be doing, please leave now. Because you're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged in ways that you won't even dream of. Things that you never even saw. Things that things that I've seen, even dealing with parents who sign their rights away for their kids, and these kids who love you so much, you're looking at, you're trying to, you have so many questions, you want to just scream, but you have to come to a place where you know who you are. You have to know who you are when you're working in social services. Because the things that you're going to see, it's either going to build you up or it's going to break you. And I've seen it many times where where a lot of social service workers and social workers, they cannot take what they see and they quit. And they go back to school to become a secretary. Like seriously. Because they can't take it. It's too much. So training is really important. One of the things that I do is there is a website, settlementatwork.org, by the government. And it's for social service workers and social workers. And they have all kinds of events that we can go to. And it can help us. And even courses, free courses that we can take that where it's keeping us up to date and keeping us well in tune with what is going on. And what I went to it wasn't a youth symposium. It was a symposium for social service workers and social workers. And we all got together. And we were, along with a lot of social service organizations, and like CANH and, a lot of organizations, they got together and they gave us, we were able to talk about things that we see. We were able to, there were so many things that we were able to do. We were able to network. We were able to talk about things that we see. We were able to give our ideas of what we think should happen. How the government, because the Ministry of Social Service was there as well. So they were there to hear us, to hear what our concerns were. And we were also there to train. And one of the things that we were training about, one of the trainings I'll never forget was an outlet. Because I remember the question that you asked me, how do I come into a workplace and leave all my problems behind? I need an outlet. Me taking a walk and talking to my God is one of them. That's one of my outlets. Reading is another outlet for me. Sometimes I like to watch movies. Sometimes I like to go shopping. These are all outlets for me. Because and even going to the gym, that's another outlet for me. So all these outlets that I'm able to rejuvenate. You know, because one of the trainings we had was about I was having an outlet, and we were taught that our brain, we have in our brain serotonin, and serotonin is the caring part of our brain. When it depletes, that means that we are overworked. We need an outlet to recharge. We need an outlet to recharge so that serotonin can kick back in. Because when that serotonin depletes, we're more cranky, we're less understanding, we're not our usual selves that we usually are to help others.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because you're talking about ways of nurturing yourself in some ways, right? Yeah. So you could, so you can nurture other people, and take care of other people. So you got to take care of yourself. Still, you do all that. I'm wondering, you personally, how do you define success in your job?
Repeat that.
How do you define success?
Success in my job is when I see that the individual that I'm working with is improving. If I'm working with that individual more than 6 months and that individual has not improved, something is wrong. What is it that I am doing wrong? Because we are all teachable at some level. What is it that I'm doing? So success to me is that individual, even if it's baby steps that individual is doing. One of my students couldn't feed themselves, relied on the EA to feed them. Now, my student is feeding himself, doing work independently. There's no, before my student was not doing work independently. It's because it's taking, you're taking steps each time you're with that individual to get better. You're thinking of ways, of how that student is learning, of ways of improving. Okay, one of my students, one is highly, both of them, they have autism. One is highly intelligent, kindergarten, but doing grade 6 work. Okay? The only reason why I know about, the only reason why he was doing grade 6, and it was just to keep him quiet. Because when I came on scene, all he wanted to do was be at the blocks, at the block station, playing with blocks. He did not want to sit down and listen to the teacher's lessons or anything. So the teacher was frustrated. The teacher was like, he's not listening, he's not learning, he's not this, he's not that. The reason for it being was because he was highly intelligent and he thought that whatever she was teaching was boring. So he needed to be challenged. I took him outside of the classroom and I tested him on a few things. One of the things that I found was that, oh my God, he is very smart. How about, even though it's not on his IEP for me to give him this work, how about I give him something that keeps him busy but still in the classroom? I began to do that. He got excited about it. He couldn't wait to see what I was going to give him next. Another student, my next student, the complete opposite, running amok in the classroom, chasing him, telling you no, that he doesn't want to do it. How could I improve on this? How can I improve this student? How about he's not in the classroom for a long period of time? How about when he's running amok or wanting to run around? How about I suggest, Derek, do you want to take a walk with Mr. Smith in the school? Do you want us to go to the calming room for a little bit, for 10 minutes? Sure. He would be all for it. Once that 10 minutes was up, that student will come back to the classroom and he's ready to sit. So thinking, so really just dealing, like I said, dealing with the individual according to who they are and having solutions,